How's it going everyone? Welcome back to SwitchStars. My name's Luke, and today on the channel we're diving into another steaming bumhole of a title from Success Games with Neon Drifter Cyber Racing. A game which throws you into the neon-soaked highways of cyberpunk cities and tasks you with drifting your way to victory in one of 10 futuristic cars. Sounds like a good time, but as with all of these scam titles, you'll soon see that it's anything but. So drop a like, subscribe for more Switch content, and let's get started. So this is the main menu of Neon Drifter, and one that will be very familiar to anyone who's played any of these trash racing titles, as it basically resembles any smartphone racing game that you've ever played. From here though, you can open the settings menu to see the controls, which basically consist of accelerate, brake and steer. You can change your nickname to something more adequate, and you can also mute the game's sound, which you're going to want to do, as the game has only one song which plays constantly on both the main menu and in-game. You also have a stats menu which means fuck all, and you can then head into race. And the game has a whopping 3 tracks to drift on, but good luck seeing all of them. Before you begin the race though, you can also select your futuristic cyberpunk whip, and as I said, there are 10 in the game, each of which increase in stats and are unlocked through racing tracks and earning cash, but trust me when I say none of them make a blind bit of difference, and the first one will be all that you need. Heading into race though, you'll instantly get a feel for how this one is gonna play out, as the countdown says fuck it to tradition and instead counts up, and your neon opponents tear off ahead of you before instantly ploughing into the first bend. Now, to give you an idea of how this one actually controls, imagine coating your tyres in dog shit, freezing that dog shit and then buffing it up to a nice shitty shine before taking your car out on a frozen lake. It's not so much drifting and more skidding about the fucking place with only the slightest amount of control. There's no way to initiate a drift manually, and instead whenever you turn, your vehicle will automatically begin to slide at anything other than crawling speed, and speeding up only accentuates this slide and the brake button does jack shit. But to add insult to injury, your opponents will constantly get in your way too or plough into you, and the developer has also kindly added in streetlights to the track just for a little bit of extra fuck you when you finally do manage to pull off a tidy little drift. Each time you initiate a drift though, a bar will fill at the top of the screen, racking up those points and applying a multiplier if you manage to drift for an extended period of time. But hitting the sides of the track will wipe this out entirely, and on most occasions you don't even need to hit them, as there are also invisible walls set in from the edges of the track. Now I spent about an hour with this one trying to get to grips with things, and I never actually managed to beat the first track. I came close at once but was pipped to the post by 1,000 points, and the most I actually managed was to unlock the second car, which just made things even harder. Your opponents on the track appear to struggle just as much as you do though, and you'll constantly see them smashing into walls or getting stuck up against lampposts, but despite this, somehow there's always one that's racking up that score. Oh, and point to note, there's also a respawn button in the game, which you might expect resets you onto the track facing the right direction, but no. This usually just plops you down facing the same direction, and when you encounter a situation like this, where you actually come to need it, the fucking thing doesn't work at all, and your only option is to restart the race. So needless to say, Neon Drifter is another low effort cash grab from these wankers, and while with enough practice you may eventually be able to nail its drifting mechanics, the real question is, why would you want to? There are 3 tracks and 10 cars to unlock, so very little variety. Despite the eShop's claims, you can't actually upgrade your cars, and while the game does feature multiplayer mode allowing you to create what I assume to be an online lobby, I don't believe that this is a public lobby, so you're going to need to con a friend into buying this shit too. Visually, the game looks okay for a Switch title, though the eShop screenshots are a far cry from what you're actually getting in game, and the performance is so-so, with the distant camera angle setting causing jittery frame rates and making things even more difficult. If you are into your drifting games though, you could definitely do much better on the Switch. For instance, CarX Drift Racing is undoubtedly one of the best drifting and racing games you can buy, and it frequently drops under $10, so I'd recommend just avoiding this one at all costs. If you did decide to pick this one up though, let me know how you found it and share your recommendations for any decent drifting races down in the comments section below. For now though, check out my Scam Games playlist if you want to know more about these scumbag publishers and the scams that they're constantly pulling, and like and subscribe for more Nintendo Switch content. But until next time, thanks to the patrons of the channel and to you the viewers for watching, take care of yourselves and game on.